Welcome to Back Channel, LC Coins World. Today we're diving into one of the most exciting topics in the world of numismatics, the incredible value and demand for the top Roosevelt dime silver coins. These rare treasures, once small change in the pockets of everyday Americans, are now commanding incredible amounts in today's action-packed market, with collectors, investors, and numismatists all scrambling to acquire these coins. Their value in dollar terms has skyrocketed, making them one of the most sought-after pieces in the world of rare coins. Let's explore why the Roosevelt dime is so special, what makes certain editions more valuable than others, and why you should be paying attention to this fascinating and profitable market. Let's get started. First up, the 1970 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark. This particular coin has captured the attention of collectors. American coinage holds a meaningful place in the story of the United States Mint, the evolution of modern coinage, and the economic and political environment of the time it was minted. The Roosevelt dime, first introduced in 1946 to honor the late President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, replaced the Mercury dime and has remained the standard design for the 10-1 coin in the United States ever since. The 1970 Roosevelt dime carries with it both a continuation of the established tradition and a reflection of the changes that were underway in American society during the late 1960s and early 1970s. By this time, the United States Mint had already transitioned away from silver coinage, following the Coinage Act of 1965, which eliminated silver from the dime and quarter denominations due to rising metal prices and hoarding behavior among the public. As a result, the 1970 dime is made of a clad composition of copper and nickel bonded to a core of pure copper, which gives it durability while maintaining affordability in mass production. The obverse of the 1970 Roosevelt dime features a left-facing portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, sculpted by John R. Sinek, who was the chief engraver of the United States Mint at the time of the coin's original design. Sinek's initials can be seen at the base of Roosevelt's neck, although they were once the subject of controversy by conspiracy theorists who wrongly associated them with communist symbols. Roosevelt was chosen for the dime not only because of his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, but also for his founding role in the March of Dimes, which had helped fund polio research and vaccine development following his own battle with the disease. The reverse side of the 1970 dime presents the classic design of a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, which symbolize liberty, peace, and strength respectively. Above the torch is the word United States of America, while the motto Pluribus Unum, meaning out of many one, is placed prominently in the center. Below the branches and torch lies the denomination one time. All these elements combine to deliver a powerful patriotic message and a statement of national unity during a period in American history marked by cultural shifts and political uncertainty. The mint marks play a vital role in the collectability and value of Roosevelt dimes. In the year 1970, dimes were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark, and at the San Francisco Mint, which produced both regular strike and proof coins featuring the S mint mark. There were also coins struck at the Denver Mint with the D mint mark. However, the 1970 Roosevelt dime is perhaps best known among collectors for the 1970 No S proof variety, which has become one of the most valuable and sought-after coins in the entire Roosevelt dime series. This variety was produced when the San Francisco Mint failed to include the S mint mark on a limited number of proof coins, leading to a rare error that, in this video, we will explore the production process at each mint facility and take a closer look at how quality control standards differed between regular strike and proof coins. We will examine how changes in minting technology during the 1970 including advances in die creation, planchet preparation, and strike pressure, played a role in shaping the appearance and quality of the Roosevelt dimes. Of this era, we will also compare the 1970 dime to earlier and later examples to highlight die variations, rim thickness, portrait sharpness, and potential doubling or other mint errors that enhance numismatic interest. The 1970 Roosevelt dime also carries historical importance as a coin used in daily commerce during a time of immense change in the United States socially, economically, and culturally. The Vietnam War, civil rights movement, space exploration, and the transition into a new decade all frame the backdrop of this small coin's existence. We will look at how the coin was used in everyday life and what it could buy in 1970 compared to its purchasing power today, as well as how it fit into the broader context of global coinage trends as other nations also moved away from silver-based currencies. We will also feature collector insights, market trends, and auction highlights covering the current value ranges of circulated and uncirculated 1970 Roosevelt dimes. We will discuss how condition, rarity, and provenance affect their value and guide viewers on how to identify and grade their own dimes using professional standards from organizations like PCGS and NGC. We will also offer a detailed overview of coin preservation techniques, storage tips, and recommended practices for long-term investment in modern-era coinage. So whether you are new to collecting Roosevelt dimes or an experienced numismatist looking for in-depth information on one of the most interesting issues in the series, this video will provide a comprehensive exploration of the 1970 Roosevelt dime from minting to market, from history to heritage. This journey through time will help you better appreciate the rich story behind one of America's most enduring coins, only here on LC Coins World. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating and often overlooked world of the 1986 de Roosevelt dime, a coin that carries a rich history and reflects the enduring legacy of American numismatics. Although small in size, the dime holds immense historical and cultural value, especially when considering the impact and design evolution of the Roosevelt series. The 1986 de Roosevelt dime was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the primary facilities of the United States Mint, and is denoted by the small D mint mark located on the obverse of the coin just above the date and to the right of the base of Roosevelt's neck. This mint mark tells us that this particular coin was produced in large quantities, but also opens the door to examining minting quality, strike differences, and the potential for valuable varieties. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946 as a tribute to President Franklin Delano Roosevelt following his death in 1945. His leadership during World War II and his advocacy for polio research through the March of Dimes made him a fitting figure to be honored on the dime. The coin's design was created by John R. Sinek, chief engraver of the United States Mint, and features a left-facing portrait of Roosevelt with strong yet simple features that convey both dignity and determination. His initials JS appear at the base of the bust, which sparked controversy during the Cold War era due to confusion with Joseph Stalin, but the Mint quickly clarified that these initials belonged to the sculptor and not the Soviet leader. On the reverse of the 1986 de Roosevelt dime, you will find a torch flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right, representing liberty, peace, and strength respectively. The words United States of America and one dime appear along the outer rim, while the national motto Pluribus Unum, meaning out of many one, is inscribed above the torch. This design has remained largely unchanged since 1946, maintaining a strong sense of continuity and identity for the denomination and offering collectors a series that is both historically stable and rich in potential for detailed study. The 1986 D. Roosevelt dime is composed of a clad composition featuring outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to an inner core of pure copper. This was part of the broader shift away from silver coinage that began with the Coinage Act of 1965 due to the rising cost of silver and the hoarding of silver coins by the public, although the dimes of the pre-1965 era remain popular for their intrinsic metal value. The post-1965 clad dimes such as the 1986 D issue have grown in importance for collectors interested in modern numismatics and era varieties. A comprehensive look at the 1986 D. Roosevelt dime also requires us to examine the minting process at the Denver Mint, including die maintenance, planchet preparation, striking pressure, and quality control practices. Understanding how these factors influence the final. We will also discuss how the coin fits within the economic and political context of the United States in 1986, a year that marked the midpoint of Ronald Reagan's presidency, with major national debates over taxation, deregulation, and Cold War policies. Coins in circulation during this period reflected both the economic optimism of the time and the technological advancements being adopted by the United States Mint, including improved machinery and higher production standards, which helped increase both quantity and consistency of coin output. Next, we will analyze the current numismatic value of the 1986 D. Roosevelt dime in different conditions, including circulated and high-grade mint state examples. We will look at population reports from major grading services like PCGS and NGC and consider auction results from leading coin sales platforms. This will help you understand the market dynamics for modern clad coinage and how to identify investment potential within a relatively affordable series like the Roosevelt dime. As we continue this exploration, we will also provide practical advice for collectors who are assembling a Roosevelt dime set, including tips for finding 1986 D examples in pocket change coin rolls or local dealers, as well as strategies for storing, preserving, and grading coins to protect your collection. For the future, we will look at display options, historical documentation, and how to record provenance to add depth and meaning to your holdings. So whether you are a beginner looking to get into coin collecting or a seasoned numismatist interested in expanding your understanding of modern United States coinage, this in-depth feature on the 1986 D. Roosevelt dime offers everything you need to appreciate the full value and story behind this coin, from its origins and design to its modern significance and collectible appeal. This is a journey into the heart of American coin history right here on LC Coins World. History of the 1981 P. Roosevelt dime, a coin that represents a key moment in the ongoing evolution of modern American coinage. Minted in Philadelphia, as indicated by the P mint mark, this dime carries with it the legacy of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt and the continuing story of United States economic history. The Roosevelt dime was first issued in 1946 to honor President Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. His efforts in founding the March of Dimes to combat polio made him an enduring figure whose impact was fittingly commemorated on the 10-cent coin. This tribute was not just symbolic, but also practical, as it aligned perfectly with the public awareness campaign led by the March of Dimes and transformed the dime into more than just currency but a symbol of hope and resilience. The designer of the coin was John R. Sinek, who served as chief engraver of the United States Mint. His initials, JS, can be seen at the base of Roosevelt's neck on the obverse of the coin. The obverse itself features a left-facing portrait of Roosevelt rendered in a dignified and simple style that captures both the determination and humanitarian spirit of the former president. On the reverse of the coin we find a torch in the center representing liberty, flanked by an olive branch symbolizing peace and an oak branch standing for strength. These three elements together form a powerful representation of American values and the foundational principles of the nation. The 1981 P. Roosevelt dime was struck using the clad composition introduced by the Coinage Act of 1965, which replaced the 90% silver content used in earlier dimes with a layered construction of copper and nickel bonded to a solid copper core. This decision came in response to rising silver prices and widespread hoarding of silver coins, which created a shortage in circulation. The clad composition, though less valuable in terms of metal content, ensured that coins remained available for everyday commerce, while also maintaining durability and longevity. In 1981, the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of Roosevelt dimes using advanced high-speed presses that could strike hundreds of coins per minute. Quality control was improving, though some inconsistencies still occurred, which has led to the discovery of various era coins and die varieties. In the 1981 P-Series, collectors have reported examples with off-center strikes, broad strikes, double dies, and filled die errors, which can dramatically increase the value of a coin depending on rarity and condition. As such, the 1981 P. Roosevelt dime presents opportunities for collectors not only to add a common coin to a date and mint mark set, but also to hunt for rare and valuable anomalies. The historical context of the early 1980s is also relevant to understanding the broader significance of this coin. During this period, the United States was undergoing economic challenges, including high inflation, unemployment, and shifting monetary policy under the Reagan administration. The coinage from this era reflects both continuity and change as the United States Mint sought to modernize its operations and respond to the needs of a rapidly changing society and economy. Coins such as the 1981 P. dime were struck in large numbers and circulated widely, giving them both utilitarian function and cultural representation. As we explore this coin further, we will take a close look at grading standards and how to evaluate the condition of a Roosevelt dime from good to about and circulated to mint state. We will examine population reports from top grading services like NGC and PCGS and compare values across different grades, particularly focusing on MS65 and above examples where premiums can be significant, especially when IPL strike quality and luster are taken into account. We will also explore the importance of full bands designation, which applies to the horizontal lines on the torch in the reverse design, a feature that indicates a strong and well-struck coin and is highly prized among collectors. Throughout this video, we will also provide collecting strategies for those looking to build a complete Roosevelt dime collection, with particular emphasis on the 1981 P. issue. We will talk about how to search for these coins in circulation, what to look for when purchasing from dealers or coin shows, and how to store and preserve your coins for future generations. Whether you are focused on building a registry set, finding varieties, or simply understanding more about American coinage, this coin offers a great starting point. By the end of this deep dive, you will have a complete understanding of the 1981 P. Roosevelt dime, its history, production, design, significance, collecting value, and role within the larger story of United States coinage. So sit back, grab your coin album, and get ready to explore this small but mighty coin here on LC Coins World, where every coin has a story and every collector finds a treasure.